What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. Now that many people have already gotten to try out the new hero Wrecking Ball, aka Hammond, both PC and console players alike have started speculating about what kinds of new skins he could be getting. At the time of me recording this, he is still on the PTR, but has yet to get any of his other cosmetic items. So in this video, I'm going to be speculating some of the more popular and interesting ideas for possible future Hammond skins. Maybe some of these will show up as part of the base loot pool, or maybe some will be event specific. Either way, let's jump right on in and see what he could get. So first up, we have a fairly simple skin concept, which is one that I've seen people talk about a ton already, which is the possibility of him getting a sports ball skin. Now, when it comes to sports balls, there are tons of possibilities. We've got soccer balls, basketballs, baseballs, bowling balls, beach balls, wiffle balls, fushigi balls. The possibilities are basically endless, and depending on how far they decide to go with actually detailing any skins based around a sports ball theme, it's possible that this could even just be an epic skin. It might just be the recoloring of the ball itself, and the overall design of the mech doesn't even really need to change. I wouldn't be surprised to see two of these ball themes be part of his base loot pool, but also given that the 2018 Summer Games event will be coming up fairly shortly, this also seems like an excellent time for him to get a sports themed skin. Now, similarly to a sports ball theme, we have one that I wouldn't classify as a sport, but I've seen a lot of people talk about as well, which is some kind of queer hamster ball. The main appeal of this skin concept is that we would actually get to see Hammond himself inside the mech while he's rolling around. And as cool and novel of an idea as I think this is, I unfortunately don't think it's that likely. Mainly because it would look really weird. I mean, how much of the ball would actually be clear? Would it just be the outer layer and then we see a sort of robotic core in the center with Hammond sitting on it? Or would the entire thing except Hammond be clear, in which case there's the risk of it not being easy enough to see when playing a match? Also, I'm fairly certain that currently when Hammond disappears into the mech when it goes into ball form, Blizzard probably hasn't bothered animating him operating controls inside the thing, since, well, normally we can't even see him. So giving a clear hamster ball skin would probably require them to do a bunch more animation just to make it look even remotely decent, and overall, as fun of an idea as it is, I'm not sure we're gonna actually end up getting it. But as is often the case, I won't be disappointed if I end up being proved wrong. Now, moving on to some more science-y and sci-fi themes, one skin idea which I think is actually incredibly likely for us to get is a junker mech. We even already get an image of a Wrecking Ball junker mech in his origin story video, so I could easily see them literally taking this image and giving us a skin that looks more or less like this. It wouldn't even be the first junker mech skin in the game, as Diva currently has two as a part of her base loot pool. Now personally, I'm a huge fan of the junkers as a faction and their aesthetic design, so this has to be my personal favorite skin possibility. If he does end up getting a skin like this, whether it's part of his base loot pool or tied to a limited time event, it's definitely going to be my go-to one for him. And next up, following the trend of story-associated skins, we could also get some kind of Horizon test specimen skin. Once again, going back to his origin story video, we get a good look of him back on the Horizon lunar colony, where he's got his own little test specimen spacesuit. Granted, at this point in time, he didn't technically have a mech, and more of was just this ball he used to escape with Winston. However, I could easily see Blizzard outfitting this base space ball design that, unlike his base skin, retains the Lunar Ops detailing and color scheme. Think of it like a precursor to his junker mech, which is a precursor to his default mech. Just as Winston got his Specimen 28 skin as part of this past Archives event, it is possible that we'll see Hammond get a skin like this as well during the 2019 Archives event. Regardless, I think it's a really cool idea, and once again, I would love to see it. Next up, we have one that isn't quite story-based in any way, at least that we know of so far, but that's a steampunk skin. Now, we already have some steampunk themes in Overwatch, mainly through Bastion skins. It wouldn't be hard to outfit the Wrecking Ball mech with some sort of pipes on the outside and a bunch of steam coming out the back of it, and then maybe even give Hammond himself some little steampunk goggles to really fit the theme. Now, moving on to a more animalistic side of possible skins, has anybody else noticed that his mech looks at least a little bit like a spider or a crab? I want to say crab due to the guns looking a bit like claws, and spider because because, well, it's spider-like. But overall, I think a spider theme is much more likely, and could actually work perfectly for the upcoming Halloween event. You could even look at his grapple ability as similar to his spider shooting out web. So I think there's a ton of potential here, and I'll honestly be disappointed if we don't ever end up seeing a skin like this. As for a crab, well, this could I guess go with some sort of beach theme, possibly with the summer games if he doesn't end up getting a sports ball skin. Moving on now to the final set of possible skins, many of these are going to be less likely, but still be pretty awesome to see, and these are references to things outside of Overwatch. Now first and foremost, we have one that I think we possibly could actually see, given that it's a reference to one of Blizzard's other IPs, and that's the Widow Mine from StarCraft. Now I haven't played StarCraft very much personally, but I couldn't look past the strong visual similarities between the Wrecking Ball mech and the Terran Widow Mines. Their legs look incredibly similar, and while the Widow Mine doesn't really roll around, it does kind of transform with how it burrows down as a mine. Given that we've gotten a number of Blizzard crossover skins in the past with the Blizzard World update, I wouldn't be surprised to see Hammond get a skin like this at some point down the line. Now moving on to the realm of much more wishful thinking, we have a Pokeball. Now tons of people have been talking about how much they want to have a Pokeball skin for Hammond, as it would work perfectly. The mech itself would be the ball, and then Hammond would get some sort of Pikachu skin or something as he sits inside. As charming of an idea as this is, unfortunately, Nintendo is not a company that very easily gives away its rights to things like Pokemon. So I don't think Blizzard will ever be able to make a skin like this, at least not legally. But hey, who am I to stop you guys from dreaming? Another fun reference skin would be the Aperture Science personality cores from Portal. They have a strong visual similarity to the Wrecking Ball mech, particularly when it comes to the eye on the front. However, they don't have legs like Wrecking Ball, and they certainly aren't operated by a small pilot inside, so in that regard, I guess it kind of falls apart. And once again, I don't think Valve would give away the rights to making something like this to Blizzard, but it's a fun idea. And last but far from least is my personal favorite for the possible reference skins, and that's the Omni Droid from The Incredibles. The Omni Droid has always been one of my absolute favorite robot designs out of anything. The ominous eye on the top, the long retractable legs, and even the ability to roll around as a ball. Yes, this one might actually be the strongest comparison to make, and I would love nothing more than to see a reference like this in Overwatch. Once again though, I think copyright will get in the way of it ever becoming a reality. However, when it comes to this skin, and really any of the other reference skins, I would not be surprised to see us at least get maybe a voice line alluding to Pokemon, Portal, or The Incredibles. Anyways, that does it for my skin predictions, which means now it's time for you guys to leave your ideas down in the comments below. Which of these skin ideas were your favorite, or do you have ones of your own that you think would be even better? Let me know down below, and don't forget to vote in today's poll card. Also real quick before I wrap up, I will mention that as I'm recording this, my channel passed a very important milestone, so look forward to a super special announcement video coming very soon. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and share it with a friend if you really liked it. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and turn on notifications to both help out my channel and keep up with all my future Overwatch content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.